Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Today's video is going to be using the new to me, not the world, Cosmic Brushes Serenity palette. I did one look with this when I first got it and really wanted to play with it more. So I've been working on multiple looks. So for me, this look is look number 5. For you, it's number 2. So I thought we would do this one together, and then at the end, I could show you kind of a fast-forwarded quick version of the other looks that I did, just so you can see kind of what this palette can do, and really kind of get a feel for what it is. So I'm gonna go in with the kind of brownish green shade called Earth. I use this one, for me it was yesterday, and really like this shade. So I've got that on this little, what are you? It's a BK Beauty 207. It's like a really nice kind of fat pencil brush. And I'm going to be really careful because my face is done, which it's not usually when I play with makeup, or eyeshadow anyway, but I feel like I know this palette pretty well, and I can be careful and hopefully not get any fallout. So I'm gonna keep this look really simple. I'm switching that out for a rougher 14. Still the same color. I just wanna blend that out. I think this is gonna be the only matte shade I use. I really like this shade. It can go pretty deep, but then it blends out really nicely. So I'm just gonna get this blended and I will be right back. All right, I'm back and I've got that on and blended out both eyes. Same color. I just sheared out the transition area a little bit. It only took me a couple of minutes. These are really easily blendable eyeshadows, I think. So now I'm just gonna jump right into two of the shimmers, or well, one of the shimmers I haven't used, because the other one I did use a little bit, but not to its full capacity. So I've wet my brusher, number 21, like I always do. I'm gonna go into the shade Wanderer. I haven't used this yet, and I'm really excited about it. And that's gonna go on out here and up into my crease, of course, because my eyes are hooded. It'll end up there anyway. So I'm just gonna pat this on. That's absolutely gorgeous. I'll go back over when I'm done and blend out the edge a little bit, but that's so pretty. Okay, that green is on both eyes. Now we're going to the shade Odyssey. I used this shade yesterday, Try, just to tap over the center of the look I did. And it was beautiful. I got a little bit of fallout, but it brushed right away. But I wanted to try it wet today to see what it does. And just tap over where the two shades meet. Boy howdy. I'm just gonna buff over the edge of the shimmer shades with this first brush I used, just to soften it a bit. Okay, I really like that. Let's take off the butterscotch tape. I have it barely stuck on because I didn't want to disrupt the makeup too much underneath. It seems to have worked pretty well. I'll just have to go over that area with the highlight and the blush that I used just to tap it out. Let's finish up the lower lash line. I'm gonna go in with that first shade called Earth, along probably most of the lower lash line, and maybe we'll use a little bit of that Odyssey shade just on the inner portion. So I'm kind of just pushing it in. Gonna clean off this brush real quick and tap into Odyssey. just for a little bit down here. All right, I'm going to go off camera real quick, throw on some brown eyeliner, some mascara, probably a lash, and then I'll come back and we'll zoom in and get an up close look at the eyes finished, and then we can chat about what I think. Okay, I'm back. Let's zoom in for a quick look at the eyes up close and personal. Okay, I'm going to show you the looks that I did real quick, and then I'll come back and I will share with you my thoughts on this palette overall. This first look is a blue look. I went in with Mood on the outer portion. I blended that with Echo. I used Echo in my transition area just because I thought it looked really, really nice. Then I went in with River for the middle section, and I blended that. For the inner portion, I used Serenity, and then of course I blended that over the matte shades, and I used a bit of Opal on the inner corner. As you can see, I went in with some black eyeshadow to kind of wing it out and false lashes, but I really liked this look a lot. It was super easy to achieve. It was gorgeous. For this look, I started out with Mystical, and that's just a really, really nice, deep, dark, purpley shade. It looks almost black, but it does have a hint of purple. And then I went in with Make-A-Wish as my transition shade because, I mean, why not? That's gorgeous. And then as you can see, I put Pixie on the center, and then I went in with Make-A-Wish on the inner portion, but I went over those shades a few times to make sure they were blended and built up nicely. Then I used the white from the Lost in Los Angeles palette from BH Cosmetics as my inner corner highlight. I wanted to keep this look all matte, and I really, really liked it. The last look, I really wanted to do this. As soon as I opened the palette, this was the look I wanted to do. But I knew I was getting the Nomad palette. I wanted the Nomad palette to be my first like fall inspired look. So let's get into this one. Started out with Earth, like today, on the outer part of my eye up into my crease a little bit, and just blended that like the Dickens. I really like that shade. And then I went with Oasis. As you can see, that's just like a beautiful matte orangey salmon color. I blended that out, blended over the Earth shade, and then I went in with Odyssey on a dry brush just in the center. I feel like it needed a little bit of something, and I think this look is my absolute most favorite. This was the one I wanted to do from the beginning. It screams fall to me. I really, really like this look so much. So that's it for the looks I've done with this palette. The eyeshadows are all super blendable. The shimmer shades are delightful. The only one I didn't use was the shade Twilight. I'll swatch it for you real quick right now. It's beautiful. When I did the purple look, I wanted to keep it matte, but this would have been absolutely stunning on it. My only complaint, like the only thing that could possibly be wrong with this palette, is the shade River broke. I joke about going in like a maniac with my shimmer shades and eyeshadows getting the fallout, but when I'm getting into the eyeshadow itself in pan, I'm very, very gentle. So River is broken into 25 pieces at the moment. So I won't be able to store this with the rest of my eyeshadows because I tipped it up to show you the palette, and the green River shade kind of sprinkled everywhere. So that's a bummer. I don't know why it broke, but it did. Otherwise, zero complaints. This palette is stunning. I know it's not available right now. They do keep bringing it back. I would assume the first palette they released is as good. I haven't really seen many reviews on it. I haven't looked very hard either. And I did almost pick it up, but I have a lot of eyeshadow and I like to play with them and review them a little bit for you. So to get another one while I was getting this one seemed like more than I could practically handle. So perhaps in the future I'll pick it up. I know they're working on another palette that they had to push back because the demand for this one was crazy. Like it broke the website. People were nuts for this palette, and I can totally understand why. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you like the colors in this palette, I'd say grab it if you can, when you can, because It is absolutely beautiful, except for River. It's a beautiful shade. It just broke. All right, that's it. I'm done yammering about this. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down below, maybe which look was your favorite, if you have one, or the one you hated, if you have one of those. I'm super interested in what you think. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Be good and remember to be kind to you.